Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today, you can tell by the title of this video, is a kind of upsetting video, but I'm doing really fine actually, and I'll explain a little bit after. So if you guys are new to my channel, I do a lot of TTC related stuff. Correction, majority of the things that I do video wise are TTC related. Also, side note, very exciting news, I got a new camera. Not using it right now, obviously. You still are watching it with like the blocks on the side because it's with my phone. But I got a new camera and I'm stepping up my YouTube game, okay? And it's gonna be a lot better. I'm gonna plan on doing some more like vlogging style videos, like a day to day. I'll do a lot of stuff like at the track, kind of let you guys get a view of what my life is like. And yeah, so that's that. New camera, exciting, coming soon, getting it Tuesday. So, kind of an update for those of you who don't know, or for those of you who do know, I'll recap you. My last video I kind of made letting you know that I was cycle day 57, got a hold of my OB. It's like, look, I'm really frustrated. I was looking forward to starting my cycle a lot earlier than this, so that way I could start my second round of Clomid. It's not happening. Is there anything that we can do? So she prescribed me Provera, which, if you're not familiar with Provera, it's basically a medication. I think it's progesterone, but it induces your period, so that way you can start your cycle and then start your medicated cycle for fertility stuff. So I started using Ovusense before I started Provera by a couple of days. And Ovusense is a fertility monitor, and you basically shove it up in the girl during the night. It records all your basal body temperatures, gets an average, and then you can watch your charts. Because I totally suck at temping. And I'll make a whole nother video of that because Ovusense is absolutely incredible. So, there you go. So, I started using Ovusense probably 3 or 4 days before my first Provera pill. So I kind of been like looking at it to see if there was any kind of trends or anything. And I noticed that it was starting to go up, but it hadn't been enough days for me to actually like be like, yep, I'm ovulating. And I was cycle day like 50 something. So I was like, no way, I'm ovulating, whatever. But day 2 of Provera at night, I had just taken it. I, on a whim, took an ovulation test, and it was the most positive ovulation test I've ever taken. So then it prompted me to take a digital ovulation test, and I got a smiley face, which has never happened. And I went the next day for labs to verify that I actually ovulated, and blood work showed that I ovulated. Awesome. Okay, so we baby danced one night. Timing was strange. He was just about to take the camper to the track, and I was going to be there one night before I went to the track, so we baby danced one night, and it was on a Thursday. So I freak out. I'm like, okay, do I continue to take my Provera? What am I supposed to do? I've seen a bunch of things on Google, you know, because Google knows everything. It does. That Provera can potentially cause miscarriage. I was just reading a bunch of things. So what they decided to do was to keep me on Provera from that point that they found out that I had ovulated for 2 full weeks. Until 1, I either started my period, or 2, I got a positive pregnancy test. So if I was pregnant, we would reevaluate. If I wasn't pregnant, I would obviously just stop taking it and my period would start. So baby danced on Thursday. And within a few days, I was already getting symptoms. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar, you actually cannot have pregnancy-related symptoms, to my knowledge, prior to implantation. But during that period, your progesterone levels rise, and progesterone sometimes leads to side effects, I guess you could say, or symptoms that are the same as pregnancy symptoms. So I was getting a bunch of symptoms, like I was getting headaches, my boobs were starting to get really sore after a couple of days, I was crampy. Those kind of things, like the physical things were kind of happening. And I'm like, no way. I didn't really think too much about it. I was like, okay, whatever. So I already kind of knew that implantation normally happens 6 to 12 DPO, somewhere right around there. So 7 DPO rolls around, nothing. 8 DPO rolls around, nothing. And I'm like, oh, what a bummer, you know. So then, you know, we continue, whatever. A little over a week goes by, and it's the next Sunday. And I go to the bathroom, and I had very light spotting. And I was like, yes, yes, I know exactly what this is. This is implantation. Oh, my cats are so strange. Ugh. Okay, I was like, this is most definitely implantation bleeding. And I announced it to the entire come and go bathroom. So, you're welcome. Anyways, so that happened. Super excited, totally freaking out. I was like, no way, no freaking way is this happening. It was. And then I had cramping associated to that, a little bit more spotting, you know, throughout the rest of the day, just when I wiped, really. TMI, whatever, you're watching this video, so that happened. And then the following 4 days, I had like every symptom in the book, I feel like, except for extreme nausea. I didn't throw up, never got to the point where I wanted to throw up. It's just like all of a sudden I get kind of waves of nausea, but I had headaches, major cramping, bloating. I felt like I was retaining water in my legs, which is kind of strange. I peed a lot. Couldn't really sleep. It was like I couldn't get comfortable. Very emotional. Like everything, which is so crazy because, you know, you try to get pregnant, if you've never been pregnant before, you never know what your body's going to react to, and you never know what kind of symptoms that you're gonna have, because some women have 0 symptoms and they like had no clue they were pregnant, and then other women have all of them, and then there's some in between. And for people like me who I don't have a regular cycle and I really don't have normal like PMS symptoms, I could have anything and not really know if that's pregnancy related or PMS related. Like I have no normalcy when it comes to my cycle or anything related to it. So anything could happen to me, and I like wouldn't think twice about it until I was proven it was one thing or another. So after implantation, I knew like it'd probably take a couple days for my body to produce HCG that could be detected in a pregnancy test. So I was pretty proud of myself. I was fairly patient with taking a test. So I waited until, let's see, I had implantation bleeding at about 10 DPO, I think, which is kind of late. Yeah, I had it at 10 DPO, and I'm getting sidetracked. I don't know why. Maybe it's because getting to the part I don't really like. Maybe. I don't know. So, implantation bleeding at 10 DPO. I took my first test on 12 DPO and I swore I saw the faintest line. So I messaged my OB. I was like, oh my gosh, I seriously think I just got a positive. So she's like, okay, well, come in tomorrow, or it was 2 days, I don't know, whatever. Come in for some labs so we can draw your blood and make sure. I was like, okay. So the next day I took a first response, and it was definitely positive, like 100%. Like the line was faint, obviously, but you didn't even really have to squint your eyes. Like you could see it. And so I sent them a picture of it, and then went in to get blood work done. I'm like getting way ahead of myself. Okay, I'm trying to think of the timeline, and I knew I should have wrote this down so I could talk about it correctly, but so 12 DPO, got a very faint positive, and I actually went in, that's right, I actually went in that day because I took it in the morning. I went in that day at lunchtime, took some blood work. It came back that day and said it was negative. I'm like, okay, well, maybe it just wasn't meant to be. And then that next day, I got like the more positive test, and I'm like, maybe it wasn't, I don't know, maybe it wasn't strong enough to be detected in blood. I don't know. It's just how it all happened was just very confusing. So I sent them the picture of the positive test, and they were like, okay, come in whenever you can within the next couple of days before the weekend so we can test to make sure that if you are pregnant, your HCG is actually rising. And then if you're not pregnant, we'll know for sure because that'll be 2 labs that say it wasn't, and then you can stop taking Provera. So when I took the positive test, I did record myself, but after all this happened, I'm just like not gonna post it. But like, I knew I was pregnant. Like, I just had the whole feeling during like the couple days after implantation. I was like, I'm pregnant. I know I'm pregnant. I feel different. I've never felt this way before. I had all the signs. Like, implantation bleeding was my big sign. My temps were rising. Everything was there. And it felt right. I was like, I'm pregnant. I was planning on how I was going to tell Jerry, how I was going to tell my family. Like, I had ordered some stuff online already. I was just like, I was committed. I was like, there's no way I'm not. And especially when I got that positive test, I was like, I'm totally, like, this is it. Like, I'm planning it. And I was going to tell Jerry that weekend. And then, so the night I got the positive, I got a positive that morning, and then I also got a positive when I got home from work. That same night, I woke up at probably 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning, and I just felt off. I felt like something was wrong. I just felt totally different. Like, I had really, really bad cramps. TMI, but I could feel that I was bleeding or something. So I went to the bathroom and I started bleeding. And it was a lot, and I knew that that was not right. But I knew something was wrong the second that I woke up. So my demeanor was different. My outlook on everything was different. My body felt different. I just knew something was wrong. And in my heart and my head, I knew what it was. So that kind of sucked. So I took a test the next day, and the line was there, but it was definitely fainter. And I had went in that morning to get blood work done. No, I'm sorry, it was at lunch that day, so it wasn't right in the morning, it was at lunch. And then it came back negative. And I talked to my OB a little bit, and I basically just had a very early miscarriage. So definitely sucked. And I think, like, other than the fact of, like, technically losing a baby, that obviously sucked. But I think the thing that really sucked the most was, like, you get so excited about it. And we've been trying so hard and, like, taking all the right steps and doing all the right things and listening to my doctor. And, like, there's been a lot of effort go into, like, trying to have a baby. And, like, it finally happened. And I felt pregnant. And I just felt so good. And it was such a great feeling. And I just hate that it was so short-lived. So that totally sucks because I think I just worry, like, when is that going to happen again? Like, I hope it's not a long time from now. And it's a baby nonetheless. But I was not very hard on myself. Definitely sucks thinking about it. I hated that it happened. I just hated that it happened. It just sucks all the way around. But how I had to look at it is like, if I miscarried this baby or had a very early miscarriage or a chemical pregnancy, as a lot of people call it, there probably means that there was something wrong, something wasn't exactly right how it should be, and that's just how it's meant to happen. And the huge plus side to all of that And what I would tell someone who's had a chemical pregnancy as well, or early miscarriage, or multiples, or if you've had one, my heart goes out to you completely. And if you've had any sort of miscarriage, whether it's very early or later on, especially later on, I can't imagine how you coped with it, and you're super strong. So, props to you, and you deserve a million hugs. But the good thing is I got pregnant. My body can get pregnant. It did the right thing this last cycle. It did what it was supposed to do. Was it on the timing that I would have liked? Absolutely not. Never is, never has been, and I just have to accept that. And that's one recommendation I would make to anyone who's going through this, who suffers from any kind of infertility or irregularity in any kind of cycle, is like, you have to just accept that nothing is regular. You can't put anything on a time frame. You can't expect things to happen when they're supposed to happen, because our bodies are different. Your body is different. And I ovulated on day like 60 something, and that's just how it is. But I got pregnant from that happening. And I had also ovulated on Clomid the beginning of the month. So you can ovulate twice. I got pregnant, and that is so cool. I was very excited, and I don't know if me doing a few different things had anything to do with it, but maybe it helped. I did eat pineapple core. I know people say that's a myth. Whatever, I like pineapple. I did it. I started a new prenatal vitamin. It's this one. The Ready, Set, Go. I don't know. It's just my phone. It's not going to focus very good. Anyways, the Ready, Set, Go by Best Nest Wellness for women helps nourish you and aids fertility. So I started taking that a couple weeks before this happened. But I got pregnant, and that is so stinking awesome. I'm so excited about that. One positive thing about this is women are a little bit, I think like 20% more likely to conceive within the next 3 months following any kind of miscarriage. So crossing my fingers for this month. Also, another side note, I never thought that a very early miscarriage like mine, like under 4 weeks, would cause so much bleeding. And holy crap, I have never bled that much in my entire life. Like, I am the girl that wears regular tampons and a panty liner, and other than sanitary reasons, if I didn't change it midway through the day, I wouldn't have to change my tampon all day long. I went through an entire box of like whatever it is, 24 regular tampons in like 2 days. It was unreal. I like had to go to the store and bought super tampons for the first time in my entire life, and bought these like nighttime pads that were like 5 foot long and like covered my whole body, I felt like. It was insane. Like, oh my God, I'm traumatized thinking about it. Just like, I ruined so many pairs of underwear and like leaked through so many pairs of pants. It's unreal. It's absolute crazy. So that sucked. Definitely sucked. So anyways, but on to this cycle. Finally stopped bleeding. Thank you for that. That sucked. Started Clomid. I took my last Clomid pill 2 days ago. So today I am cycle day 9. No, wait. Yeah, cycle day 9 today. It's Friday. So I'm going to start taking OPKs tomorrow. Because last time I think I ovulated fairly early on Clomid, but I don't ovulate on a regular schedule anyway, so why am I saying early? I don't know if it's early. Anyways, so took Clomid. I took 100 milligrams this round, where I took 50 milligrams last round, so hopefully that'll help. I don't know. But I'm just totally crossing my fingers. Like, I hope it doesn't take us so long in between this last one and this next one. I hope I just get pregnant like right off the bat, and my body's like, oh, we figured out how to do it. Let's do that again. I'm like, yes. Also, the acne with even just that week of being pregnant or whatever I don't know. It was unreal. Like, oh my gosh. So if I do get pregnant and that's a major side effect or symptom that I have, it's gonna suck. But that is what happened. Very unfortunate. I was very sad about it for a while. Jerry and I worked through it. We were good. We looked at the bright side of it, and that is that I can get pregnant, and hopefully it will happen soon. So hugs and kisses to you guys that have gone through that or haven't gone through that and fear that. It's going to be okay. It's very unfortunate, but you just have to look at the positive side. So there's so many negative things that accompany trying to conceive. More just like upsetting, devastating, discouraged feelings. So it's super important to focus on the positives that you can. So anyways, that is an update. Hopefully I will ovulate in a week or so, and hopefully I'll get pregnant. Who knows? We'll see. But that is an update. I will hopefully make a good video with my new camera next week and start some like more vlogging style rather than me like sitting in my kitchen bar or in my sewing room or something. And if you guys want me to make certain videos, let me know. I'll try to introduce Jerry to my videos. He's just like not super interested in being in them, but I don't really care. So okay, that's all for today. If you have not subscribed already, definitely hit the subscribe button. Leave me some comments. I love interacting with you guys. I say that like every single time, but I seriously love it so much. You guys are still asking questions like on my videos and everything, and I appreciate that. Go follow me on Instagram. You can find me under Mackenzie Jump, I think. Just spell my name right. But I think my like at Instagram thing is Mackenzie Jojo. Jojo. But follow me on there, and that's all I got for you guys. So thank you, and I will see you next time.